beating your kids or just leaving them in the house to fend for themselves? Of course not. You're probably just at a point where you're starting to get a little bit of stress because the coronavirus is nothing to play with. So it's your girl, LaShondra, the #1 coach to help you live better, love more, and thrive. What I'm going to do today is talk about 5 steps to stay sane as a mother during the coronavirus. The #1 thing you want to do is give yourself a pat on the back and acknowledge that you've gone this far, because being a mom ain't easy. We all know that. Second, what you want to do is create a routine for yourself and your children. When you think about this routine, you want to think about things about showering. Who's showering? Are you showering at night? Are you showering in the morning? What time are your kids showering? Because you want to keep up your hygiene at the end of the day, even if you are stuck in the house all day. The next thing you want to do is think about eating. Are you on a scheduled routine with eating? Is everybody just fending for themselves? What is your eating schedule looking like so that you guys can have a consistent routine? When thinking about playtime and homework time, you also want to set specific time for each of those things to happen. So kids might feel like they're on spring break, they're on vacation, they only have to focus on school when they're on their little Zoom calls. But at the end of the day, it's very, very important to create that structure for them so that they have set dedicated homework time while they're out the house. And then they have set dedicated playtime while they're out the house. All day is not playtime, if you know what I'm saying, even though the kids will tell you otherwise. But it's up to you as the parent to make sure that you have that structure for them. Next thing is bedtime. Some kids feel like, oh, I'm starting school a whole hour late. Let me go to bed an hour later. Ain't gonna happen in this crib. What you need to do is make sure you have a consistent bedtime routine for them as well. Even though they're not physically maybe having to go to school, the thing is to get their body ready and up and energized for that next day of having to attend their Zoom sessions, and also to be able to do homework that next day because they're not very tired. So just making sure when you're keeping a routine, you're keeping these 4 things in mind. Also, the third thing you want to do in regards to making sure you keep your sanity as a mother during these hard times is teach your kids a skill. What you want to do is teach them skills that they're able to learn, because right now they have no excuse. You're in the house, so there's no reason why you can't learn some of these basic skills. Even 2 and 3-year-olds can learn basic skills if you teach them. So for example, if you have kids that are playing with toys and you need your house to be clean, teach them, hey, this is how you pick up the toys. Don't always pick up the toys for them, because then they get into the habit that I'm not going to do it. Mommy's going to do it for me because mommy's a superwoman. Yes, you are. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're teaching your kids these skills so that they can learn how to clean up after themselves. Also, in regards to cleaning up around the house, you can have specific tasks that everybody does in the house. So instead of you being the only person that's cleaning or having tasks, you can have people have set things that they're doing, and you can also rotate, because not everybody wants to clean the bathroom every week. But if you guys are rotating the job duties that you have, it makes it that much easier. So as a mother, you're not having to do it all by yourself. Next thing you want to do is think about cooking. Are there ways you can teach your kids how to cook? What are some ways in which you can think about how to teach your kids to cook? It doesn't have to be something gourmet like a steak or mashed potatoes or broccoli or anything. But if they're interested in having some noodles, can you teach them how to cook noodles? Can you teach them how to make sandwiches? Can you teach them how to make waffles? So at the end of the day, when they get hungry, if you allow them to go in the kitchen and get their own food, they don't have to rely on you to feed them, but they actually know how to make themselves some basic essentials. So teaching them ways in which they can cook. So when you're in the kitchen cooking, just bringing the kids with you, like, hey, I want to teach you guys how to do these things. So the more you teach them as you're doing it, the better they're going to learn. In regards to cooking, I have a little story. My stepson, I just call him my son in general, but he decided to tell me he's going to cook bacon. And I said, who? Where? You're cooking bacon in this house? You're not about to kill me. And so he proceeded to, say he was going to cook bacon. He's never cooked bacon before. He's feeling good about life because he has his girlfriend on FaceTime. He's 12. Okay, so you're going to cook some bacon. I'm going to come with you and make sure I'm monitoring the situation, because I'm going to let you cook this bacon because you're a big boy. You're a big boy. So we proceed to go in the kitchen. He's making bacon. It's popping him. So he's like, oh, shoot. I'm like, it got you, huh? It got you. So you feel me? The bacon's popping him. He's like this, like a ninja. And I'm like, boy, chillax. It's not even that serious. Wait till the bacon juice pops you in the eye. That's when it gets serious. So, he's cooking bacon and it pops him. He has the tongs with bacon in his hand. It pops him. He drops the bacon on the floor. I'm looking like, did you just drop that bacon on the floor and you didn't even pick it up yet? You ain't pick it up yet. What are you gonna do with the bacon? I need you to pick it up off the floor, throw it in the trash, and wipe down the floor because now the floor is greasy. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, let kids and children, let them, show you that they're capable and able to do these things. Because at the end of the day, especially if you're able to monitor them or be close by, they'll show you that they're able to build these skills and they're capable and willing to learn some of the things that you're willing to teach them. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Just teach them, show them. And whenever they want something, always try to see if you can guide them on how to learn the skill so you're not constantly having to do it yourself. So those are just a few ways you can teach your kids some skills. The fourth thing you want to do is ask for help. Of course, I know as women, we try to do it all, we try to maintain it all, but at the end of the day, all you're going to do is burn yourself out. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So what you want to do is you want to start to delegate things for your older children to do. So if you have children that can do things, you delegate things. So the skills you just taught them, this is why we're going in this order. So you just taught your kids some skills. So now they can be self-sufficient. Now that you've taught them skills, delegate things for them to do. So at the end of the day, you have dishes. Who's washing them dishes? I'm not washing them dishes every night. Somebody's washing them dishes though. So figure out who in the household can wash those dishes. In regards to washing clothes, can you teach kids how to wash clothes, how to portion the laundry, how to do things like that so it makes your job that much easier? Of course, you don't want to be washing laundry because now you might have more laundry to wash because you're trying to make sure that clothes are clean or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you have less laundry. I don't know your situation. I'm just saying teaching your kids to do laundry is a critical skill that's going to help them in the long run. Also, as I said, delegating who's making food and who's doing what. If you have an older child who can make, kids sandwiches and your younger kids don't know how to make sandwiches, you can have your older kids make sandwiches or make noodles or make something that's going to be easy, or making sure at night you're cooking enough food so that the next day they can eat those leftovers for like lunch or dinner or whatever. And then you can just have your older child warm up the food. So whatever you're going to do, just think about things to make your life that much easier. And then the fifth and final thing I'm going to talk about in this video is keeping your stress low and taking time for yourself. Right now, it's very, very critical that you're not stressing, you're not having a lot of anxiety, you're not worrying about the little things like, oh my God, the house isn't as clean as I wanted, or, all these little things that don't really matter. At the end of the day, think about ways that you can relieve your stress. What are things that help you stress less? Is it music? Is it reading? Is it just having 20 minutes to yourself? If you need 20 minutes to yourself, I'm not saying lock your kids in the room, but I'm just saying figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you're taking care of your health and well-being, because at the end of the day, if something happens to you, your family is not going to be set up for success because they're so reliant on you. So you got to do everything in your power to make sure that you're being the best possible mother that you can be. Okay, so at the end of the day, I talked about a few things that you can do, but the most important thing to recognize is it's about baby steps. What you're going to do are do things that work for you and that work for your family. At the end of the day, if you're still struggling, you're not sure how to take these steps, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling anxious, what I want you to do is think about changing your life. If you're ready, I have a link below to schedule a free session. If you just need to talk to someone about the stress and the anxiety, or you just need to create a game plan, book your free session below so that we can get you going and get you to that super mom that we know that you are. All right, you guys, have a good day and take care. Mwah.